Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Red, and today I'll be demonstrating the new most powerful DDD combo that I've newly discovered. I don't think anyone else has ever discovered it, mentioned it, but through lots and lots of unnecessary theory crafting, 2-card combos, 1-card combos, I believe I have discovered essentially the most powerful end board a DDD player can end on. So let me demonstrate it now. It is a 2-card combo going based off of Dark Contract with the Gate and DD Count Surveyor. I will be somewhat explaining these cards later on, but for now, let's go over the combo. So first things first, we will activate, and of course, since we have essentially our rota, this can be a few different targets, but for the simplicity of demonstrating the combo, we will show off the idea behind it. So first we activate Dark Contract with the Gate, using its effect to search for a DD monster. Now what do we search exactly? This can be one of 3 things. It can be either a DD Lance Soldier, or level 2 tuner that can revive itself from the graveyard by destroying a contract. It can be DD Necro Slime, or essentially Big Caesar summoning, or the card that practically nobody knows about, or has acknowledged, because it's somewhat bad, but it's still necessarily good, is DD Vice Typhon. This is essentially Necro Slime, but with the restriction, you have to use it the turn it's sent to the graveyard, and it can only be used for a fusion summoning of a level 8 or higher triple D monster, such as Beowulf, Caesar Ragnarok, but you'll see what we use it here in a moment. So now that we have another DD monster in our hand, we'll activate Count Surveyor's effect to special summon itself by discarding, using Count Surveyor's effect to add a monster with 0 attack or defense, which will be 0 defense Queen Machinex. We'll activate her in the Pendulum scale, which will use her effect to place from the deck Dark Contract with the Zero King. Zero King's effect destroying Queen in order to special summon our level 4 Copernicus. On summon, we'll activate Copernicus' effect to Foolish Burial our Lance Soldier. Next up, we'll activate Lance Soldier's effect, destroying a contract in order to special summon itself. Next, we'll activate Lance Soldier's effect to declare itself as level 4. So for our 4th summon, we will exceed summon Wise King Solomon. We will detach to search for a monster. We will search for, oops, that is the wrong target. Forgot I put you on the bottom. I will search for DD Savant Kepler. Now for our 5th summon, so yes, this does play against Nibiru, so this is Nibiru proof. So on King Tell summon, we will then immediately link off our 2 monsters to make Gilgamesh. We'll do the standard Chainlink 1 Tell to protect it from Ash, Chainlink 2 Gilgamesh to set the pendulum scales. We will set the pendulum scales with Queen and Scale Surveyor, along with Foolish Burying the Necro Slime. Next up, we will normal summon our Kepler, who will then search us Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness, and we'll set that face down. We will then link off Kepler and Gilgamesh in order to summon Zeus Ragnarok. So now that we have a contract engraved and plenty of monsters to banish, we are now anti-hand trap protected, so this does play perfectly with the anti-Nibiru line. Next up, we will activate DD Necro Slime, banishing it and Gilgamesh, because that is preferably our target for shuffling back, in order to fusion summon Sage King Alfred. We'll then activate Alfred's effect to reuse our banished materials as fusion materials, in order to fusion summon Flame King Genghis. Next up, we will banish our Typhon with our King Tell, since we don't need it anymore, in order to fusion summon Triple D Flame High King Genghis. For those who do not know, Flame King High Genghis says when you normal or special summon, you can revive another monster from your graveyard, along with it being a spell and trap negation. So it's just like Siegfried. But do not worry, so now that we summon a monster, we can activate Little Genghis' effect to revive a monster from our graveyard, which will be Lance Soldier, because we always need a tuner. Next up, since we've used Small Genghis' ability, we will overlay it with Alfred in order to exceed summon Big Caesar. And now keep in mind, we have not Pendulum summoned once yet, so we shall Pendulum summon out Kepler and Doom Queen Machinex. Here we will activate Zeus Ragnarok's effect, destroying our Scale Surveyor in order to gain a secondary Pendulum summon this turn. On resolution, we will activate Scale Surveyor's effect. Since it was sent to the extra deck or graveyard, we can now bounce a Pendulum monster from our field to the hand. We will bounce Kepler to our hand and just reactivate it as our secondary scale. Next up, we will Synchro our Queen and our Lance Soldier in order to bring out Triple D Doom Bright King Armageddon, who is a quick effect skill drain since we don't expect our opponents to be playing Pendulums in 2026, along with it giving us targeting protection. Next up, on summon of Bright Armageddon, we will activate Genghis' effect, reviving, again, Lance Soldier. Now then, we will conduct our second Pendulum summon of the turn and bring out Scale Surveyor. On summon, Scale Surveyor's effect will treat itself as a level 4 monster, so we can tune our level 2 Lance Soldier with our new level 4 Scale Surveyor in order to Synchro summon First King Clovis. Now we can activate Clovis' effect to revive from Banish, but since we have a contract, we can also include our graveyard, which will be Lance Soldier. Next up, we will tune our Lance Soldier and our First King Clovis in order to summon the final extra deck monster, Cursed King Siegfried. And that is the complete end board. But what exactly do we have? Well, for turn 3 purposes, we have our ideal Pendulum in grave, our ideal XYZ, and our ideal Synchro in graveyard, along with having a fusion and a few materials for fusions to banish for when we eventually summon Arc Crisis. So we have everything set up for that. We have a Spell and Trap effect negate, a Spell and Trap activation negate, a negate for a monster effect in hand for activation, quick effect skill drain plus targeting protection, a double summon negate, and we still have our first copy of Doom Queen Machinex face up in the extra deck. For whenever something is destroyed, whether it's a Triple D or a contract, we can summon it and then pop a card on the field. But we also have our anti-Dark Ruler No More, Forbidden Crown, or Forbidden Droplet protection. Since we can't respond to the card directly, we'll chain this as response, and then chain either Siegfried or Genghis to negate the activation of a spell or trap as chain link 3. But then, of course, once this is activated, we can no longer be super polyed, cannot be sphere moded, can't be our opponent's floodgated out of using their monsters on field for fusion, synchro, or exceed summoning. But the best thing is, if our opponent knows we have this in Shotgun Super Poly, they will of course send these two right away. So then on resolution, we will activate this. And then of course when something else is destroyed, say our contract's destroyed, we can then immediately trigger Queen to summon herself to pop something. Then on resolution, Genghis can also revive back our Siegfried, giving us a secondary negation. Like, that's practically it. We have a space for Doom Queen to be summoned, we have floodgates, we have 2 spell and trap negates, and if anything, if we have already played through all of our opponent's hand traps and don't expect them to activate any monster effects in hand, something else we could do, which I don't personally like doing, but it's still an option just in case, is we can take our Zeus Ragnarok and exceed into Des Machinex to give us a few more interactions so we can destroy our own contracts to better manipulate Queen summoning. So no matter which version of the end board you do, whether it's with Des Machinex or not, You still get the Queen summon, pop a card, and it's still plenty of interactions overall. So yeah, that is essentially the ultimate end board. Some other combo pieces, like if anything you notice, we didn't use Griffin. We didn't use the in-hand effect of Scale Surveyor. We've only used its level manipulation effect from the pen scale. We didn't use Swirl Slime, which I was originally testing, but I didn't have Vice Typhon in the mail because it was running late. Yeah, this entire combo is just essential because of Vice Typhon. Because the reason why I came to this progression is because everyone was always like, okay, cool, we'll bait out the Siegfried negate, and then Lightning Storm, Regeki, Dark Ruler. Like, cool, yeah, I just lose all my interactions because double board breakers, or like Forbidden Chalice, or whatever. Like, double board breakers hurt this deck, so I was trying to find another way to negate a secondary spell and trap, and that's when Flame High King Genghis came into the picture. The only, the biggest problem with Flame High King is that it says its fusion materials has to be a level 5 or higher Triple D monster. So I was originally messing around with Swirl Slime, Dark Contract with the Swamp King. But then I remembered the anime fight between Akaba Reggie or Declan versus Zark, to where he did use Vice Typhon. I did find it was a real card, and yeah, it fit both requirements. It's just it can be a monster that's easily sent to the graveyard through Scout Surveyor's discard or King Tel's infinite Foolish Burials whenever it's sent to the graveyard. And it's just like Necro Slime, but it's essentially only going to fusion summon Flame High King Genghis. Although, I really wish it could be used to summon Arc Crisis, but it'd be funny, but it's not a Pendulum, so we can't do that. And now, if anything, I did take this deck to my OTS tournament. I got second place with it. I was pretty happy about that, so I did finally earn my first ever invite with Triple Ds. And today I will be taking this deck to my Burst Protocol box tournament. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, and then if you guys want to see a full deck profile, let me know, and I will give it to you. Peace out, everyone.